She's trying to prove to the mainstream media, because now they're starting to talk about this whole birth being fictitious coming from Meghan. So she's trying to put out there to the haters, look, it is me giving birth. See, I'm in the hospital dancing like a skank.
What if the next generation of Britain's monarchy entered the world behind a curtain of silicone and NDAs? That's not a tabloid tease. It's the question rattling Buckingham Palace tonight. Because the video Meghan Markle thought would crush every rumor has detonated the biggest royal controversy since Edward VIII packed his bags. Buckle up! Muffled hospital intercom, fluorescent lights, Meghan swaying to R&B in a powder blue gown. She laughs, cradles her belly, and spins. Harmless? At first glance, maybe, but freeze the frame and you see what skeptics saw in seconds.
Got form for strapping on baby bumps.
There's something very wrong with that shape, in my view.
I think they split within 12 months.
A bulge sitting too low, jutting too stiff, refusing to obey gravity. 10 million views later, #BumpGate2025 is the internet's new obsession, and the clip Meghan released to end the gossip just sprayed gasoline on it. Yet, this storm didn't start in 2025. Roll back to October 2018. Meghan bends to pick up a folder at an Australian market and her abdomen folds like an accordion. Cameras flash, Twitter ignites. 3 months later, she glides onto a charity stage in towering stilettos, 9 months pregnant, yet barely winded.
Abnormal. That it looks very strange. If you look up close in the video, and I encourage people, look at this. It looks like there's like a bag or like some sort of something shoved up under a dress. It does not look like a pregnant belly. It looks all bumpy. It's very strange.
By May 2019, she vanishes into a private wing, bypassing the Lindo stairs that every royal mother has graced since Diana. 72 hours on, Archie exists. No photo call, no royal doctor waving, just a press release, colder than Buckingham stone. Theories didn't just sprout, they erupted. Enter DL. She keeps her real name locked tighter than the crown jewels, but her story is already setting those jewels rattling. According to court filings leaked last week, DL was 26, broke, and scrolling late-night job boards when a specialist family building agency pinged her inbox. The pitch? A high-profile couple needs utmost discretion. Healthy, tall, mixed-race surrogates preferred. 7-figure compensation.
Developing today. It was the slut job that ricocheted around the world for all the wrong reasons. Meghan Markle believed that she would finally put to rest the ongoing and, I believe, very accurate speculation that she had been wearing a moon bump.
2 Zoom calls and 1 ironclad contract later, she says she was living in a gated Malibu compound. No visitors, no phone, daily vitals checked by private obstetricians flown in from Switzerland. She watched Meghan's baby shower photos while feeling her own ribs bruise from growing twins. She says she birthed Archie in May 2019, then signed a second contract and delivered Lilibet in June 2021, before being driven to LAX with a cashier's check and a threat. You break the hush, you break your future.
She has quite deliberately caused doubt, and she has created mischief, knowing that it would damage the royal family, which would show a level of spite and malice that is truly not only sick, but evil.
For 4 years, she stayed silent. Until that dance video. Oh, why speak now? 2 reasons, she tells reporters through her attorney. First, the children deserve the truth. Second, the Sussex legal team allegedly stalled a final payment, hush money on layaway, as she calls it. DL's proof folder reportedly includes time-stamped ultrasounds, courier logs, and a handwritten note signed H. Most explosive, her offer to swab cheeks on live television.
I tell her to turn it off.
If she a baby mom,
Go ahead.
she gon' do that baby mom.
Work.
She gon' put it on you. She gon' do that baby mom.
A single DNA strand, she insists, will raise the Sussex fairy tale to ashes. And if she's right, the legal fallout is nuclear. Royal succession may be steeped in pageantry, but its rules are cold law. Only natural-born heirs of a royal womb enter the line. Surrogacy isn't criminal, but it slices the bloodline on a technicality the crown can't ignore. That means Archie, currently 7th, and Lilibet 8th, could vanish from the chart overnight.
Then they are unable to sit in the line of succession, the royal line of succession. We're talking about Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet, of course.
Inside sources whisper of midnight meetings between palisades and constitutional barristers, hammering out contingency plans no monarch has drafted in modern times. One proposal? Strip the children's HRH stows quietly, renumber the line, and pray public outrage fizzles. Another? Full public inquiry, with Meghan summoned under oath. Either path risks tearing open centuries-old seams. Meanwhile, the Sussex camp stays mute. No Instagram statement, no fiery defamation suit, just an eerie digital blackout. To crisis management pros, that's not strategy, it's paralysis.
Then this video, and let's take a look at some of it, because this video has horrified so many, because Meghan quite clearly here, some type of moon bump. This is not a natural body position.
Their silence amplifies every headline, every podcast rant, every TikTok side-eye. Influencers who once hailed Meghan as the people's princess are scrubbing captions. Netflix executives, who begged on her maternal brand for a wellness docuseries, have placed the project on indefinite pause. Luxury sponsors jitter. One beauty label quietly pulled her sample kit from its fall campaign preview. The strain is reportedly fracturing Montecito's walls. Insiders claim Harry's temper flares in staff meetings. Old army mates' calls go unanswered.
With their firm belief that non-mother Meg was never pregnant and the childless Sussexes continue to subject the world to an extraordinary hoax.
Separate bedrooms, says one security contractor, and a daily parade of PR consultants pacing the gravel driveway. Harry wants a statement, Meghan wants the story to suffocate in silence. In the middle, two toddlers who have no say in the digital storm swirling outside their playroom. And the clock is ticking toward a DNA showdown. DL's lawyers filed an intent to petition in Los Angeles Superior Court, aiming to compel both Sussex children and Meghan herself to submit samples. The palace can't block a U.S. subpoena. Should the motion pass, experts say results could land within 8 weeks. Imagine the reaction. Push notifications exploding worldwide, live feeds dissecting mitochondrial markers, royal biographers rewriting chapters in real time. It would be the first genetic scandal to strike a 1,000-year institution. And no PR strategist can spin a chromosome. All this because Meghan tried to prove a point. The hospital dance was supposed to shout, "See, I carried my children." Instead, it whispered, "Look closer." The bump that refused physics became the symbol crash that woke a sleeping rumor. Now even sympathetic outlets are running side-by-side frames, measuring belly curvature against gestational averages. Body language experts crop stills, circle angles, count seams. The palace PR machine, once famed for steamrolling narratives, looks archaic in the age of forensic TikTok. But the bigger question no one can escape is simple. If this is true, what else isn't? Every speech about maternal empowerment, every podcast about pregnancy cravings, every charity partnership focused on infant health, suddenly recast as performance art. And for Harry, who has built a post-royal identity railing against media falsehoods, the irony borders on tragic. If he knowingly co-scripted the biggest royal illusion of modern times, the public forgiveness he once banked on may dissolve faster than you can say Spare 2.0.
It looks like what you'd get if you put like a pillowcase full of like socks or something under your dress. You gotta look up close. There's very strange bumps coming off of that pregnant belly. I don't know why, Stu, but for the first time ever, I'm kind of like, is this something we should be indulging?
Yet, DL's camp warns that personal drama is only the spark. The constitutional fuse is far longer. Britain's line of succession isn't just tradition, it's legislation recognized across Commonwealth realms. Should Archie and Lilibet be deemed ineligible, every realm would need formal assent to revise its order. That means debates in the Canadian Senate, votes in the Australian Parliament, petitions in New Zealand, an administrative earthquake rippling 12 time zones because one Californian mom says she carried a secret. Inside Buckingham, aides whisper about the Windsor fix. One proposal: issue new letters patent redefining eligibility, retrofitting surrogacy into royal protocol before courts intervene. Another: strip the Sussex offspring of titles, but quietly maintain private family bonds. But each move risks outrage from either monarchists or modernists, and King Charles, already fighting waning approval ratings, can't afford another PR bloodbath. So where does that leave the narrative tonight? Teetering. DL hasn't released her full evidence cache. Yet. The Sussexes haven't denied. Yet. The palace hasn't ruled. Yet. But the yet grows heavier by the hour. Because silence, once a regal shield, now feels like confession. And every minute they wait, the question gains decibels. Why not simply prove the births? Which brings us back to that cotton swab. One gentle brush against a teenage cheek could cement or collapse dynastic history. It could silence DL forever or crown her the most explosive whistleblower since Snowden. It could secure Archie's future coronation walk or erase it in a lab report's footnote. For Meghan, it's the difference between influencer empire and public exile. For Harry, between exile and legacy. For the monarchy, between quiet continuity and constitutional crisis. So viewer, picture the test tube sealed, coated, and slipped into a FedEx pouch bound for a Santa Monica lab. Imagine courtiers refreshing encrypted inboxes, attorneys drafting press releases, tabloids preparing front pages. And ask yourself, if the truth lands tomorrow, are you ready for what it says? Because scandals fade, hashtags cool, but DNA doesn't lie. And if DL's story prints out in black and white helix peaks, the royal narrative we've watched for 6 years could flip overnight from fairy tale to cautionary tale. The lights are dimming on Act 1. The audience is holding its breath. And somewhere in California, a courier van just merged onto the Pacific Coast Highway. Royal destiny riding in the cooler box.